2-0 record. They have faced CSKA Moscow in the tournament already, losing 4-3 in their 4th game of the tournament. And Jordan Gavin leads the team offensively with 10 goals and 4 assists through the tournament so far.
They overcame the Czech Knights 7-4. The Czech CSKA had the lead from an entire game, but the Czech Knights were very pesky in trying to get back in it. Then later in the day, they held on, really. They beat Finland 5-1, but Finland was very dominant in the offensive end. But Finland, just like CSKA has been all season, or all game, or all tournament.
Brenner Fife.
They have
number 31. And over in the other net, we have Mikhail Egorov as things get underway here in this semifinal matchup. CSK has it in their zone middle, but pass intercepted, and that's Caswell who brings it in over the line. And that's going to be number 5, Rodionov, who had it behind his net. And it's held in at the line by Mercic. They get it towards the front, and Caswell was on the backhand. Gavin goes for it in the far corner. He turns, gets away from his defender, and fires it towards the net, and that was blocked as the puck comes out of the zone. And this is going to be number 9 carrying it over the line. That gets it into the slot, and he just couldn't get enough on that shot, and that was Dontsov. And Dontsov plays it back towards the line. Try and get it. They really are, and this is probably the matchup I was looking forward to most, as number 97 carries over the line and he falls there, and that's going to be a penalty for tripping, and that's going against CSKA Moscow, as that was it's held in by Hutzel and for the moment. But here's number 52, Porshkov, who threw it into the zone. And the penalty's over, back to 5-on-5. And there's a goal by Moscow, and that was scored by number 71. Nikita Frolov, the captain, who just got into the slot and roofed it past the goaltender Fife for the opening goal of the game.
Well, Nikita Frolov, the captain of the CSKA team, he was goalless in the preliminary round, but he got a big goal yesterday against Team Finland.
He played very strong. He just couldn't net the puck, but he was able to in this playoff so far, as that's going to be a penalty. And it looks like it's going wild. Western Canada.
The crowd is going wild down there after that goal. They were already very noisy with that drum.
It gets picked up by 28. Who threw it over the line. That's Dontsov with it. He's in the far circle. Passes across for Okanev. And Dontsov came in there to help him out, but the puck almost gets cleared. It was held in at the line by number 10, Shuravin, and Fife covered up, and there's some rough stuff in front there.
Well, Western Canada took exception to the
very dangerous out there on the ice. He just hadn't been able to score in the preliminary rounds, as it's along the far boards, and it's passed up to the point for Shuravin, and he fires it towards the net, and Fife saw that, and he grabs onto it and makes sure that it doesn't come out.
I am just admiring those cheers down there. It's almost like we're watching Russian. I'm sorry for everybody in Russia that might be listening, but this is a very lively crowd, and it is a different culture than what we're used to in North America, because we generally don't get those chances.
Roloff, who throws it up forward to Proshkov, who tried to get over the line, but he couldn't, as that's Vaughn turning it up ice for Gavin, who gets over the line. And there's Caswell in front on the backhand, and he couldn't beat the goaltender. Maxim Zaitsev is going to be sitting in the box, as it's played down low by Celebrini for Gavin. Gavin throws it around the net for Caswell, who's in the near corner, and he passes up to the near point for McLaughlin. And McLaughlin throws it right back to Caswell, who throws it towards the net, and there's a far rebound that came out right to the point, and there's a goal, and that's going to be Caswell at the side of the net, who put in a rebound.
That is Clark Caswell. He now has, that is his 5th goal of the tournament. He now has 5 goals and 8 assists. 3 of those goals have come during the playoff rounds.
He's really stepped it up for his team in the playoff rounds. So, and it comes out again, and that's Heslop who tried to intercept it, and that's Okanev, who passed it off to Donsov, who brings it over the line. Donsov takes it down low behind the net, and he keeps skating around. They get it out in front, and there's a shot, and that's stopped by Fife. And there's a rebound, there's a goal, and that's scored by number 52, Danila Porshkov, who picked up the rebound after Fife thought he had it, and it came loose, and he was able to put it in behind Fife.
Well, Western Canada isn't happy that the whistle didn't get blown sooner because Fife thought he had it. There was some pushing and shoving in front of the net, and Fife was moved because of it. And then when the puck squirted free,
Porshkov, the goal scorer, bringing it through the neutral zone and over the blue line. He gets another shot off, and Fife plays that away with the blocker. And he gets thrown towards the net again, and it's loose in front. And down the ice, to Fife, and icing gets waved off as McLaughlin gets back for it first, and he'll play it for Celebrini, who plays it up for Mercick, who throws it to Gavin, and he gets over the line. Gavin cuts towards the front of the net and gets a shot off. That was steered aside by Gorbrov, and there's a goal, and that's scored by number 71, I believe, Celebrini.
I believe that was Berkeley Catton that scored the goal.
And we'll see who it is. And I believe that I actually think that was number 3 for Western Canada, who scored
and it's hard to see
Owen
the numbers
Hutzel.
from where we are. But Owen Hutzel, that is his second goal of the tournament, his first in the playoff round. So a big goal coming from a defenseman for this Western Canadian team, and this game's tied. As there's a little bit of a scuffle going on again in Brenner fight.
Yeah, there really is, and that's probably going to have a big opportunity for Western Canada with 6:15 left to go in this opening period, as Celebrini holds it in at the line, and he gets a shot off, and that went just wide. For 6, Arpin, but it was behind him. They get a shot off now, and that went just wide of the net. And here's Canton, who has it at the far wall. Donsov's back on the ice, and the puck almost comes out of the zone as Hutzel was just able to hold it in. And they get it down low, and Vaughn gets a backhander off, and that was handled. Hutzel passes it up for Ricci, who comes in through the neutral zone and brings it over the line. And the puck's turned back the other way, and here's a chance for Donsov, who's alone, and he throws it towards the net, and that went through Fife, yes, but it went out. That is for the long change first period, where the defenders have a longer way to go to their bench, and that was almost going into the intermission with a lead, but I don't think they'll get it, as there's 3 seconds left on the clock, and there's a shot towards the net, and that's fought off by Fife as we end the first period in a 2-2 tie. It's very fitting that he has made it onto that all-star team.
Well, in this game, there are 9 players that are playing in that all-star team. Like you mentioned, Jordan Gavin is the highlight of it. He has 8 goals and 10 assists so far in the tournament. So he is a high-profile player in that game. His line mate, Thomas
Vaughn, trying to get it out, and he does get it out to the neutral zone, but not very far, as it's picked up again by number 28, Tymanoff, and that's just going to be offside, as it was intercepted by a Western Canada player.
And looking at the European team,
the best one on
there
the
are
team,
6,
having scored the majority of their points and who leading them offensively. As here's a chance for Moscow. That's number 22, who just couldn't get a shot, and it's brought over the line by number 8, Kozko. And there's a slapper from the point by number 10, Shervin, and they throw it towards the front of the net, and it went straight through the Matveyko, who throws it in over the line, and it's in the far corner, and Ricci's there for it, and he almost gets it out of the zone, and it's thrown towards the goaltender, and he will cover it up for a face-off.
Well, yesterday, for our Western Canada audience,
but
I talked about balls.
They couldn't get there as it play got broken up, and Celebrini's back in his zone for it, and he falls in his goaltender's crease behind the net, and there's a penalty, as that's going to go against Celebrini, who took out Donsov behind the net.
And did you hear that roar, both
Offensive
from the CSKA
brought
bench?
over the line, and they were held to the outside by Mercick there for the moment. Mercick gets the puck and fires it out, but it was held at the line by number 26, and there's a shot towards the net, and that was played off. There's 8 seconds left here in the power play to Celebrini, who's waiting to come back on the ice. And it's thrown back to the point one more time. Celebrini's back on the ice. They throw it towards the net, and it's loose in front, and it's there still. And they couldn't get a rebound shot off. And he plays it back for his teammate. And they're in the corner still battling for it. And it's thrown towards the net, and that's stopped by Fife. There's a rebound in front. No one could get a stick on it. Frolov tries a spinning shot in the slot. That's number 52. Porshkov with the puck, and he's carrying it out of his zone. He gets it through the neutral zone and over the line. He cuts towards the slot. He backhands it towards the net, but that was stopped by Fife. Might not have the points to show it, but he's definitely been a good, solid defenseman for his team. As here's Ricci with the shot over the line, and they get a rebound, and that's covered up by Egorov, but the puck comes loose, and Canton plays it out. They get another shot off. That was Hutzel, and they get another shot, and the goaltender's down, and the whistle's blown, and there's a couple players down in the crease, and there's some pushing and shoving as the whistle was blown. And there was no signal for a goal, so we'll have a face-off.
And that's the type of thing the referees have been letting go this entire game. 3 minutes left to play in this game, and they're going to have 2 of those minutes on the power play. So they have every opportunity to win this game in regulation. And I just want to add, if this game does end in a 2-2 draw, or this period ends in a 2-2 draw, we're going to have 5 minutes of 3-on-3 and then a shootout.
And here's a chance for Gavin at the side of the net, and he put that just high above the net, and that 2-2 tie. And this is Vaughn back for it, and he plays it up, and it comes over the line now, and there's a shot for Canton that didn't get through, and Moscow's trying to get up ice quick, but they're not going to have enough time to get a shot off, as that's the end of this second period. We're tied at 2, and we're going to have 5 minutes.
And I believe that is Rodanoff out there as well.
It is Rodanoff, as Frolov passes it back for Rodanoff, and Rodanoff passes it up for number 10, Shervin. He gets it in over the line. Hutzel's back for it, and Hutzel throws it up looking for Canton, who's in alone, and he gets a backhand try off, and the goaltender's down. The puck's loose, but Canton can't get the puck. Rodanoff, who was a step ahead of the play.
Well, Canton just ran out of space to try and lift that puck with his back.
He's pestering Rodanoff in the offensive zone. Can't get control of it, and it's brought in over the line. Here's an opportunity for a 2-on-1, and there's a shot. There was a rebound for Frolov on the doorstep, but he couldn't get a hold of it. But they try and throw it towards, cleared by Celebrini towards the boards, and there's a hard hit, and Frolov is down, and he is not moving. And the CSKA
play has been called. There has no penalty being called thus far that they haven't discussed.
So far,
and Kuramoto with Mercick and Gavin, I believe, out there.
And Gavin has the puck over the line, plays it across for Kuramoto, who fires it, and there's an opportunity as the puck was loose, but that was held by Egorov for a face-off.
He got there just in time as Gavin was hunting in that slot, in that garbage goal.
Over the blue line, he cuts wide, and he stops up. He passes it back for Mercick at the line, and they trade places. And Kuramoto gets the puck now. He's got an opportunity, gets it, and they had an open net at the side, but Gavin couldn't get it. And the puck comes back up for Gavin, who brings it over the line. He stops up, and he'll cut towards the front of the net, fires. That's well put aside. Under a minute left to go here in the period, and the refs are just look like they're going to let everything go from this point on, unless it is clearly obvious, and they throw it towards the front of the net, and Fife will cover it up with 35 seconds left to go in the period.
And there's a lot of frustration on both sides. Gavin had an open net that gaping, and he couldn't get a handle on the puck.
But it was out of his reach, and Mercick has it. He waits for Canton to get back onside, and he does, and they get a shot off. There's 7 seconds left now. Canton's looking to get one more opportunity, but doesn't look like he's going to get it, as we are going to go into a shootout.
So, with the shoot,
definitely an interesting situation here by both teams, because they both have a number of players that they can try to go to. CSKA Moscow definitely has more that they can go to.
Well, again, like we said earlier, they also have a bigger roster. But you only need 3, and then you can send the same guy over and over again.
And it looks like Mercic is going to be the first shooter for Western Canada.
And Western Canada definitely has 3 with Mercic, Coswell, and Gavin.
And Mercic gets the signal to go, and he gets the puck. And he comes in, and he fires it, and that's stopped by Egorov's right pad, as Egorov came out far on Mercic to cut down any angle, as he just stayed with him the whole way.
Well, it appeared like Mercic was going to shoot no matter what happened, and Egorov read that well.
And here's number 9, Donsoff, the leading scorer for CSKA, coming in on the goaltender, and he roofs it on Fife right over the glove.
Well, Donsoff, he is such a great shooter. He can perfectly place a puck anywhere in the net, and he knew exactly what he was going to do, and Fife really had very little chance of getting that.
So here's Gavin looking to even things up for his team as he comes in on Egorov, and he cuts towards the back end, and that's stopped by Egorov, who just stuck with him.
So CSKA can end the game here with the goal. And as soon as he turns around, then we can see his number.
This is number 52, Porshkov, who's going to take the shot.
Who is the second leading scorer and the sniper of the team. 8 goals in the tournament.
Porshkov cuts into the slot. He fires it, and that's stopped by Fife, who keeps his team in it.
So Caswell, he must score here in order to extend this shootout.
It's a lot of weight on both the goaltender and shooter's shoulders here right now. Very tense moment as Caswell picks the puck up slowly. He gains some speed. He tries to put it in on the far side, but he can't beat Egorov, who stopped it with the toe, and CSKA Moscow will move on to the gold medal game as they go and swarm their goaltender Egorov. And this is a very fitting end to this game, as both teams played a terrific game, but unfortunately only one can win it.
This Western Canada, they have a lot of frustration in their own end. They played a fantastic game. They should not be down on themselves. This is a 1-goal shootout win for CSKA. Anybody's game. Brenner Fife played as well a great game. He kept his team in it. CSKA was swarming at certain points in this game, and it could have very easily been a 5-2 game for CSKA if it weren't for Fife. So don't be down on yourselves in Western Canada. This is a great team.
They really are a great team, and they'll have a chance to battle for bronze against Pro Hockey a little later this afternoon before our gold medal game, which will be between CSKA Moscow and East Coast.
So that is a rematch of the opening ceremonies game, as in that game, CSKA dominated the East Coast by defeating them 7-1 in that game. And I expect it to be a very loud building.
It will be very loud, and there you see a CSKA Moscow flag on the ice, and there's another one as 2 players got it from the crowd.
Well, it's a little too early to celebrate like that, which is the Canadian mentality, but let them have fun. They'll be ready for the gold medal game.
So I will be back for the call for the bronze medal game. Adam will be with Quinton for the gold medal game, and all 3 of us will be on air for the All-Star game later this afternoon.
And the gold medal game will be at 3:30 p.m. our time in Italy. So that's 6 hours behind for you guys in Canada, in North America. And the All-Star game will be at 5:30.
And thank you for tuning in. We'll be back a little later on for our next game.
So do you guys want to go eat? Yeah. Right now? You have tickets?
Yeah, I have 3.
Yes, it is. It gets too annoying to have on my list while I'm doing the game.